Rice paper, and you can see this pattern. Rice paper is made by taking a slurry of rice flour and water, mixing it together into a sort of a thin paste, and then you'll take a wok and you'll stretch a piece of cloth over the top of the wok or a pot, and you can use one or the other. Stretch a piece of tightly woven cloth over this pot and have water steaming, and it comes up through the cloth. You spread the slurry out over the cloth. You put a lid on it to trap the steam, and it takes about 30 seconds, and it sets it, and it becomes not a slurry anymore, but a gelatinized starch, sort of like a noodle. You can either immediately use it as a wrapper, roll things in it, or you can put it on bamboo mats and dry them in the sun, and that's how these are made. All of them are made individually by hand. There's no conveyor belt factory someplace that makes these. They're all made by hand, just the way I described. Now, they rehydrate really, really easily. Right now, they're very brittle, but if you dip them in hot water, it would take about 5 seconds and they would become pliable. An easier and more efficient way to use them is to take a stack of clean towels, get the towels moist, and then put wrappers in between each layer of towel, and the towels, the wrappers will absorb the moisture from the towels and rehydrate, and it gives you a nice easy surface to work on. Okay? Now, the way to construct these, it would be really good if we had all the mise en place in the same size container, lined up linearly so that it was easy to grab things. This is a little spread out, but we can fix that later. Generally what you do is you have several different herbs, usually mint, Thai basil, and cilantro are the more common. One of the herbs or two can be facing down because these are transparent wrappers, and it becomes part of the garnish. It looks really nice. Okay. Then a tender lettuce, like red leaf lettuce or butter lettuce, and you take the stalks out of the center because these are very delicate papers. The stalks would punch the holes through them. Put those down. We have some carrots that have been julienne and then sprinkled with a little bit of salt and lime juice, which wilts them and flavors them. Again, we don't want sharp sticks poking through our delicate wrappers. And then some rice noodles. These very thin ones are, we call them rice sticks. Now you notice I haven't put any shrimp in here yet. You make your first turn, then you put your shrimp down. And put the shrimp pink side down so that it's facing out through the wrapper. Fold over your sides, sort of like making a spring roll, a Chinese spring roll. And then you wrap it up, and you've got your shrimp showing through, and that looks pretty. Okay? You got your herbs showing through on the other side, and that looks pretty as well. So that would be a whole one, and typically they'd be served in threes with some dipping sauce. Now, we're a little pressed for time, plus we have a lot of other things going on the street food plate. So after you've made about 25 or 30 of these, just cut them in half so that we have half on each plate with one shrimp, and you can see it looks really nice, it's pretty inside. And if you're in a, this is a street food, you would typically get 3 pieces on the sidewalk for like 10 cents US. Or if you're in an upscale restaurant, someplace in Manhattan doing Vietnamese food, you'd probably see them presented on a plate like that, so that it shows off. Shrimp is common, barbecued pork is common inside. If you wanted a vegan model, you could use various tofus, seasoned any way you'd like. So you've got a lot of different options with the filling, but the herbs, the lettuce, the carrot, the noodles, those are standards. Those are in all of them. Okay?